You know, there are very few things I enjoy watching more than a Democrat melting down on the House floor. It is very entertaining to watch, especially when they are as wrong as Dan Goldman. He got into a massive argument. I mean, absolutely blew his top when he was arguing with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, to be fair, Marjorie is pretty expert at, pushing all of the right buttons. But it is hilarious to watch. He lost it. Explosive moment. We got a video of it. MAGA firebrand Marjorie Taylor Greene unloads on Democrat over MS-13 ICE Barbie hearing. Believe it or not, yes, we are still talking about this whole MS-13 situation with Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Why? I don't know. Everyone agrees that this guy is an MS-13 gang member. Keep him out of the country. We don't want them. But for some reason, they are still trying to dispute this. It is fact. There was a police gang unit that said that he was an MS-13 gang member, and 2 courts said he was an MS-13 gang member. So they are fighting literally for a gang member. I don't have to repeat this ad nauseum, but I mean, we're talking about it again. And I'm going to give you some context as to what's going to go on or what's happening in this video that I'm going to flip to here in just a second. But MTG ignited a fiery exchange with Dan Goldman during a hearing with Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. An argument broke out over whether deported Maryland resident Kilmar Abrego Garcia was a member of the MS-13 gang. We're still hashing this out, I guess. Goldman, who's a Democrat from New York, disputed findings by Trump's government that Garcia is a gang member, asking whether there was a court order establishing him as part of MS-13. So, I mean, he's playing this kind of like sleight of hand. Like, okay, well, I get it that all these courts refer to him as a gang member, but is there an actual court order? Which is a different thing altogether. We have all of this evidence that points him points to him being a MS-13 gang member, but there wasn't any like actual court order. Okay, we hereby, as the district court of such and such, do find Kilmar Abrego Garcia to be an MS-13 gang member. There isn't an actual like court order to establish that. And I guess that's what we need to establish any fact from now on. We need to have some sort of court order to say anything, right? That's what he's trying to say, which is totally ridiculous. Greene provided evidence to be entered in congressional record that Abrego Garcia was identified as a member of the MS-13. He has been identified many, many times. And from this, I'm going to switch over here to the actual video, which is very entertaining. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene arguing with Dan Goldman, and it gets pretty heated around the 2-minute mark. Take a listen.
Agreed.
You are misstating what the
reliable.
Real quick, just to let you know, there are some spots in here that is a little bit staticky. That's this video. There's nothing that I can do about it. So hang in there.
Goldman, the clock is not yours right now. She has the floor. Please continue answering the question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A Maryland County.
She's not answering the question, sir.
No, she's going to answer the question, and then you can object to her answer.
Make sure that she answers the question?
Finish answer. You just said, please finish your answer.
A Maryland County Police gang unit agreed that he's MS-13. A reliable confidential informant agreed that he's MS-13. ICE officers agreed that he's MS-13. An immigration judge agreed that he's MS-13. An appellate board agreed that Kilmar Abrego Garcia, your Maryland man, is MS-13.
Okay.
I object.
Have the floor. What do you want to say?
I object because she is misstating the record and the facts. That is not accurate, and therefore I object to that being introduced.
This is a guy who knows this is a massive losing issue, but the Democrat Party has dug the hole so deep with Kilmar Abrego Garcia that there's nothing that they can do. There is absolutely nothing that they can do. They have to keep picking at this because they know that they look totally ridiculous. So they've got to try to find any little tiny thing to try to make them look just even a little bit better on this issue. But there is no daylight here. Everyone knows. All the evidence points to this guy being an MS-13 gang member. Pretty much, except for the fact that there's not a video that exists of him actually being initiated into MS-13, as far as I know. So it's like, what evidence would be enough evidence for you to say, as a Democrat, that Kilmar Abrego Garcia is an MS-13 gang member? I don't think at this point, even a actual video of his initiation into MS-13 would cause him to admit he was an MS-13 gang member. Absolutely not, because everything else, pretty much short of that, suggests he is.
No, well, sir, can I explain? You let her go on.
Go ahead.
There is no final court order establishing that he's a member. Maybe he is. So you should put all that evidence before a judge, and if he is MS-13, he should be deported. That's what we're talking about, but you're misstating what...
I would like to disagree with that, sir. If he is not a citizen of the United States, he should be deported. But even more so, since he is MS-13, it should be like a expedited situation since he is a member of the gang. So we for sure need those people out as soon as possible, but it's not the fact that he's MS-13 that he should be deported. It's the fact that he is not a citizen as well as MS-13.
All of that evidence is.
No, I think I'm going to make a point here. You basically just read what the Attorney General said, correct?
Yes, sir.
You didn't assert that this was a court order, did you? Did you assert that this was a court order?
I read the Attorney General of the United States.
And you have a right on our committee to submit for unanimous consent or a vote if we want to put it to a vote. This for the record, correct?
All right.
Yes.
Wait just a second here.
Chairman,
it's about to get good.
Can I review what she is submitting?
No, she can submit something to this committee.
But it matters that she just said she represented exactly what the Attorney General said. She has a document there. I would like to see that document.
Let's make a copy for everybody, and we'll vote on. I'm going to hold on just a second. We're going to hold. You're calling for the question? We're calling for the question. The clerk. We're going to need to set. Hold on just a second. Brief recess.
Please, let's get this on the historical record.
This is great.
We voted in order.
All right, there's
Mr. Higgins, I'm just asking
hold
to
on.
see the document.
I have the floor. All right, so we have a motion to vote on the submission of this for the record. That's all that has been stated. And
I have a parliamentary inquiry, sir.
Do not interrupt me again. We are on the vote on whether or not this can be entered into the record. A motion has been made, and we will vote on that motion. All of those in favor.
So they're going to a vote to determine if they're going to actually admit this into the record. And this is just getting so tiring with the Democrats trying to break this apart to the nth degree. Like, listen, guys, this guy is an MS-13 gang member. I did think it was very interesting how Dan Goldman said if he is a MS-13 gang member, he should be deported. I find it surprising that he actually admitted that. But what do you guys think? I mean, can you believe that we're still on this subject of this gang member? It blows my mind. I think that the Democrats can't let it go because they know how bad it makes them look. So they got to hang on it and try to find any little tiny thing to pick at. But let me know what you think about all this down below in the comments. And if you watched this far, make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Till then, I will see you on the next one.